out here bright and early today. We're going to keep working on this thing. So today we have to put some temporary beams up here to hold the roof up while we take these walls out. So we've got to put a beam there, there, and there. And that'll allow us to take all these walls out. And then we've also got to do the same thing over here, because this back wall they decided to make a load-bearing wall. So we're gonna put a beam between the two posts so we can take the wall out. Same on the front, beam between the two posts, just like over here, so we can take this wall out, and then we can take the floor out, and then start busting the concrete up. So that's kind of the plan today. Me and my dad got it pretty much torn apart the other day, and really unbelievable how much these wires have been chewed. I mean, this is just bare copper wire, and that's what was powering the lights and the stuff that I was using in here. So that's kind of scary, but it's gonna get all new electrical, basically new everything. These are the 2x10x16s we're gonna use to make those beams. It's the same you know, dimensions of wood they used up here. So we're just gonna continue with that. All right, check this out. So me and my dad got the beams put up, we got the walls taken out, all the load supporting walls, and we got the beams up. Took us about all day, but everything went smooth. Notched these posts and put in those beams up there. Basically we just continued what they did over to here, and then they stopped for whatever reason. But we got a new beam here, new beam there, new beams all along the back, so the roof is not supported on those walls anymore. So at this point what I can do is go ahead and take this floor out here. All this gets ripped out, and then once that's done I can start busting up this concrete, and all this concrete's coming out. All right, I got all that out of there. Came out pretty easy, all in all. Wasn't too bad. So that's out. I saved the floor joists, put them over there, the 2x8s. I'm gonna use those for concrete forms when the time comes, because I'm gonna pour this 6 inches thick, so they should be fine for that. But yeah, next step is I'm gonna start busting this concrete out. All right, well, the concrete's out of there now. Actually, it was pretty easy with that grapple bucket. Just as soon as I got under it, it would pull right up, and then it was just about getting it on the machine in a way where I could carry a bunch over to the pile. But yeah, not too bad. There were a lot of these roots. There's more of them there. A lot of roots in here. So that's probably why it was pulling up and cracking and all that. And there was no rebar or anything, or mesh or anything like that, really. All right, and here's my giant pile of concrete. It is a big pile. All right, so we're trying to dig some of the sand out of here because this isn't really the best base to put concrete on. And what we found, it looks like there must have been a hole or something over here. And whoever built this thing originally dumped all this sand in here to, I guess, to fill the hole. But this is like, I mean, it's basically beach sand. It's just, you can't build on this. So I've been scooping it out of here. It's kind of slow going because I'm just using the skid steer and I'm taking it all the way over there. But I've got to get the rest of this out of here. And even over here, I've got to dig down a little bit because this stuff is not the best either. Now over on this side, they used clay or something. So it's nice and hard over here. This is pretty firm. Plan is to just kind of get this leveled out, see what we need as far as fill. So that's kind of the plan. So a lot more skid steer work here, and got to get this foundation good, because without a good foundation, it's just, you know, that's why the concrete was all cracked and everything in here before, because they basically had it poured on sand and there was no rebar, no mesh, nothing. It was just concrete, you know, 3 to 4 inches of concrete poured on top of sand, and that doesn't work. I've got everything. Gino, stop. Why are you digging here? I don't need this dug. I already dug this. Look, you put dirt in my shoes? Come on. Very unhelpful. So I got all this dug out. It needs about 9 or 10 inches still to be brought up before the concrete can be sat on it. So let's see, where's our line? Here's our line for the concrete, and we're putting 6 inches of concrete, and so basically that 9 or 10 inches on the bottom's got to be filled. So I think I'm going to look into getting limerock, depending on the price of that, and or maybe some clay. I don't know. The limerock, they're saying it's like $600 a load, which is crazy, because I'm like 14 miles from the mine, and it costs like $275 or $300 for a full load over there. So they're basically making $300 every 14 miles, you know, just to drive it 14 miles. Anyways, I'm gonna figure out how much material I need here to bring this up, and I'm probably gonna get some extra to put out here. Everything's pretty firm. It's a little sandy over in that corner where you see that yellow lighter colored sand, but the plan is to put the actual office part of the shop back in this area, so that won't matter as much. I just need this front bay up here and then everything over this way to be nice and solid because I'll be driving stuff in here. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I got to figure out how much lime rock or whatever I need, and I think I'm also ready to put the forms on. We got marks all the way around, so I can go ahead and put the forms on. I got me and my dad put up all the hurricane straps, so we've got them up there. So yeah, it's coming together. No thanks to these guys. Just digging holes and getting in the way. Right, guys? Right, Shep? Yes, always in the way. Yeah, unhelpful. Gino just lays there in the dirt like he owns it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take this roller and roll up under the shop there. I wanted to do out here too, but the skid steer was broken and they brought the lime rock. So I'm gonna take this roller and go up underneath the building and just kind of compact the dirt that I have there before I spread the lime rock. Well, I got all that spread out. I am a little bit short on material. This whole thing had to come up about 9 inches, and I I ordered enough to bring it up 12 inches, and then I got another extra load just in case, and I still didn't have enough. So I don't know if the loads were kind of light or what. I have no idea, but I got to get a few more loads, it's seeming like, because I got to bring it up. I think over on this side it's only about 1 inch, and then out here this concrete slab is going to come out about 10 feet, so there's still some on this end that needs to be brought up. But that's all I can do today. I'll have to see about getting some more lime rock, but overall it's looking good. It's about 1 inch from being in level, other than out here. But yeah, so I got to get some more lime rock, and then we'll continue this. Right, Shep? Sheppity Shep? Yes. Yes, good boy. Oh, thank Gino. Huh? Yeah, that's a good boy. Yeah, Gino's a good boy too. Yeah. This is good. No, down. Down, down. You're so rough. You're so rough. You're so rough. Oh, Shep's got his ball. That ball was supposed to be indestructible. And it made it for a while. It survived, I don't know, a year or so. And I even hit it with the skid steer before, and it survived. But this last time, I don't know if it's because it's been sitting out in the sun and got brittle or what, but I hit it with the truck and it cracked it. So nothing's indestructible in the Florida sun. All right, got some more lime rock, 4 more loads, and I think I'm gonna need one up here, so I've got that one dumped up here. But before I go spreading this out, I want to put on the front of this shop, I want to put spigots on every one of these posts. So I've already got the water down here. So this came from the well up front. There's another video where I did that. So I've got my water here, runs all the way up to the well. But anyways, I want to put a spigot on each one of these posts, because I'm tired of having one spigot and then having to run hoses. I'd like to have a situation where no matter where you are out here, you can get by with like a 15-foot hose and not have to worry with rolling it up or anything. And now's the time to do that since I have the option. So what I got to do, I'm gonna push this back with the skid steer, give myself some room here, and then I've got the little 12-inch bucket on the excavator. I'm gonna come through and dig a trench right along here, and then we will put I got the pipes, we'll put the pipes in the ground, and I don't know exactly how I'm gonna hook it up over here, but I'll just leave it stubbed up. I mainly want to get this ready so that I can get this all graded out, formed up, and then eventually have concrete poured. So the spigots are about the only thing I can think of that needs to come up through the slab. So let's get started on that. Dude, that's a rock. What are you doing with a rock? That's not a toy, that's a rock. Yeah, go ahead and bite it. Crazy dog. He's a rock. You silly dogs. Y'all are crazy. got some of the forms done. I'm not going to do it out there yet, just because I want to bring the skid steer in and out and get this nice and level before I do. Worked out pretty good. I used the lumber from all the stuff I tore down, so it worked. They're 2x8s, and the slab's going to be 6 inches, so I had to push them down in the dirt a little bit in some spots. Like that one's still plenty high, but like over here I had to dig a little bit, and then some of them I just scabbed them together. But that's the whole back and the sides, and the plan is to kind of work in here with the skid steer and work out that way, get everything compacted and leveled out. And then once I get out here, I'll form up out here, and this is actually going to have like a little bit of a pitch to it out here. So but right now I'm just going to worry about up in here and then do that when I come to it. And I'm also going to probably have to I'm going to get some stakes, or make some stakes, because these are a little flimsy, so all the weight of the concrete's going to come up here. So I'm going to put some stakes behind it to keep it from bowing out, or it'll look like it's rounded on each one of these, which we don't want. So all right, cool. That's some progress. I'm just kind of doing little bits and pieces when I have time, but I think tomorrow I've got a good chunk of time. I'm gonna get on the skid steer and really get this thing going. All right, well, I got this thing all graded out, got it formed up partially, left this open so we could get in and out, but yeah, it's coming along. I actually, so these forms out here, these boards were 12 feet, so I just left them at 12 feet. I was gonna have this be 10 feet out here, but figured 12 feet's better than 10. And I kind of measured the skid steer, and I want to be able to park it up underneath this overhang without it hanging off the concrete, and 12 feet is going to make that a little easier. So right now, waiting for my dad to get here. We're going to start doing some rebar. I've got 90 sticks of rebar over here, so we're going to try to get those put in. Going to do like a grid pattern, 1/2 inch rebar, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. I've got these chair things, rebar chairs. So they're like these plastic ones, and supposedly you can just put basically one stick this way and one stick this way, and then this supports them. So that's what we're going to be doing. I also got my electrical conduit put in. It's basically just down into the ground, I don't know, 12-18 inches, and then there's a elbow, and then it's just taped off. So when I go to run the electrical, I can just dig down there, undo the tape, and then pull them up through the slab. The larger one is for the power, and the smaller one is for low voltage, like internet and cameras and stuff like that. Me and my dad got the rebar done. Starting to look like something now. So next thing I got to do is find a concrete guy. Got a few numbers to call, so we'll see. But yeah, that's the next step. Ready to pour.